Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to talk about something that could actually break the internet if it was to occur for Cardano ADA. So much to dig into, so much news, a lot of really important aspects that we need to dig into. If you enjoy this sort of content, hit the like button, subscribe. Let's waste no time. Let's go. So before we dig into the internet breaking event that could happen for Cardano ADA, we want to dig into what's going on in the market. Now, I do want to say I am not surprised. This is what I've been talking about on this channel. We've been going into a lot more depth about the economic forecast for both crypto stocks and general life, right? For some time. We've just dropped 4.51% for the total market cap of crypto globally. It now sits at $3.87 trillion, with Bitcoin at $112,913, down 2.43% in the past 24 hours. And I'm in the Discord going, I'm not surprised, and there's a lot of panic out there. I'm not too concerned. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor, so take what I say with a pinch of salt. Everything's risky, and if you invest in crypto, you do risk losing all of your money. So it goes without saying, but I've been saying in our Discord that ultimately I'm not surprised. I told you the first 2 weeks of September would be green. I told you to expect volatility and potentially a crash after the 17th of September, and we are here. And whales were selling in the lead up to this. I talked about this twice yesterday in yesterday's videos, highlighting the whales, when they sell, it's normally because they're going to accumulate more when the pullback happens. So this was always on the cards. I've been calling it as it is, and ultimately I'm really excited about what we should be expecting next, right? Which is the only thing that's really outstanding now for my forecast is the end of year 2026. The biggest bull run in crypto history, and I do think that it's coming. If you look at the money supply, things are looking juicy. Obviously, like I said earlier, I'm not a financial advisor. Treat what I say with a pinch of salt. Go do your own research. Never invest more than you're willing to lose, because nothing's guaranteed in crypto and you do risk losing all of your money. But we want to talk about that internet breaking moment, and there's a lot more to talk about because Cardano whales are accumulating, and I want to dig into that as well. So we've got Cardano's $20 break the internet prediction goes viral while ADA, if I can get my words out, trades below $1. So yeah, I want to talk about this. Cardano ADA has again moved to the center of market debate after widely circulated claims suggest that the cryptocurrency could rally to $20. So I wanted to touch on this article, right? If we look at Cardano ADA right now, we're sat at 82 cent 33. It's down 8.49%. Now, I have been saying, I was expecting a pullback of anywhere up to 15 to 25% for altcoins, right? We're at 8.49. We've probably got a bit more to go in the tank potentially, right? Now, there's no guarantees, obviously. These are all just predictions, educated guesses. Nothing's guaranteed, right? But if we get down to 15%, pullback, we kind of got that reset. Like for me, the lower we go, the higher we also go. So there's a lot to be said for that. But I've been really honest, right? $20 ADA for me is just not on the horizon for this bull market. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. I've got a lot of ADA. There's a lot of reasons for me to want Cardano ADA to go to $20, but wanting something and something being realistic, and realistic timeframes, this isn't get rich quick, right? I want to be quite clear on that. We are here as long-term investors. And that doesn't mean that we stay invested the whole time. We can be invested for part of a cycle, come out and buy lower in a bear market, for example, dollar cost average in, dollar cost average out. There's many strategies that can be used. But what I would say is, we're here more long term. Now, long term, I think $20 is more than reasonable. I think it is possible. If all the money in the world goes on the blockchain, why isn't it possible? For me, it's definitely possible. whether it's probable, two different conversations, and you need to do your research and see whether you think it is or it isn't. And you can let me know in the comments below your thoughts and opinions on that. But what I would say is, $7 for me is the absolute peak. That's a road, brand new tarmac road, no bumps or divots, no road bumps, no blockades, nothing. Blue sky world, no clouds. Everything goes as you would want it for Cardano ADA. $7 this bull market. And even that's quite high, right? That's a tough order. It's previous all-time high is just over $3. So that is still significantly higher, but I think that it's more probable than say $20. Obviously, it's just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. And I just wanted to sort of cover this off for you, right? It's just my opinions. Cardano whales target $2 ADA, while investors note, some other, project. But the ADA road towards $2. They're looking to test $1.20, $1.50, and then obviously the bigger target of $2. And I think these are all really possible, but we do need this cooling off first, right? And it's all part of the economic predictions that we've been making, right? Cardano price prediction, here's how you could turn $500 into $40,000 in 2025. Now there's lots of articles talking about you could do this with this little amount of money and so on, right? And you can do these things, right? They're talking about ADA, but they obviously talk about it getting to $2. But there's this other, paid, this is a paid for ad, right? And they're saying that you could put it into this, project. I don't want to label it a shitcoin. I don't know anything about it to do that, but they're obviously paying for a lot of marketing. And if that's the case, they're probably not spending enough money on development. But, it's saying you can turn $500 into $40,000. I don't think this is a paid for article. I don't think that is possible. And you're not going to turn $500 into $40,000 with a project like Cardano. They're just trying to leverage the Cardano community in order to, actually realize some investors in this, I'm going to say NAF coin. But look, Cardano price today, if we just click on this, could investing $1,000 in this altcoin make you a millionaire in 2026? Obviously, this is, again, another one of these paid articles. I do want to talk about this stuff because we're seeing this all the time. You're thinking they're talking about Cardano. You might just read the title and think, if I invest $1,000 in Cardano, I could be a millionaire next year. That's not the case, right? These are paid for articles. And the reason why I bring it up is because obviously they're using Cardano to leverage the community to potentially get involved in this, really naff coin. But look, I think that Cardano, you invest $1,000, you might actually get 5 times your money, 7 times your money, maybe a little bit more if, the Cardano ecosystem does what it's intended to do. It succeeds in everything that it's aiming to do. And look, there's no guarantee of that, right? So anybody that's kind of telling you that if you invest in this you're going to make X, they're not really being truthful with you. Cardano price prediction: once ADA breaks $1, $3 may come sooner than you think, according to analysts. And this stuff is really quite interesting, right? I think we need this cool off. I think that if we do break the $1, we are easily going to go between $1.10 and $1.20 in the medium to short term. Now, what's really interesting is if you do break that $1, I think it won't be that long before you reach $1.20, $1.50, and once you hit $1.50, I think you're well on your way to $2. But again, nothing's guaranteed, and I see all these articles, I see all these people talking about this stuff, and it's great to talk, it's great to have dreams, and it's great to really invest in stuff that's going to improve your life. But nothing in this world is guaranteed. Everything is risky. You've got to understand the risks before making any investment decisions, in my humble opinion. And that starts with doing your research. I think that there's a lot to talk about. I think it would break the internet if Cardano ever got to $20, particularly over the next few years. Don't think that's possible, just my opinion. But if you think differently, let me know. that in the comments. Let me know why, because I think that's so important. It's all well and good thinking that something can do something like get to $20, but if it can, then how does it do it? That is what I'm really interested in. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you in the next one.